We're getting live. We'll wait for Travis. We're not doing anything. I don't know. Well, it is 9 o'clock, but again, we're doing the pre-chat right now, so we gotta ease in.
We had a guy get shot in Flint. A security guard got shot for asking somebody to put a mask on. It's pretty horrible, man.
Yeah, and did you hear they're blaming the people that stormed the Capitol with guns?
Oh my God.
Well, here's the thing, man. They didn't storm nothing. Most of those guys were taking pictures with the cops, smiling. There's like one dude that was yelling at some cops. It's the
way the media portrays it.
We're not going to go into that one tonight.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless we have time. But
no, that's your call, man. But it's crazy though, because I felt bad for this guy. The security guard got shot for telling somebody to put a mask on.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible, man.
And
they came back and shot him. They left, got in an argument, came back and shot him 20 minutes later.
Jesus.
Yeah. So welcome all, Hit or Miss. I am your host, Night Strike, and we got a whole bunch of panelists this evening. Hopefully we'll have more. If we don't, that's okay. We got enough here. But we got a couple people here tonight. So I just want to start off by saying, before we do the introductions, I need to share this picture. It is the funniest picture I've seen in a while because it's the best of both worlds. So we're gonna screen share this. So this year, Cinco de Mayo falls on Taco Tuesday. This is it. This is what we've been training for. All right, people, we got this. All right.
Oh, training for? I thought it said waiting for. When you posted that a little bit.
Training for.
Yes.
We've got this. We've got this, people.
And training for diabetes.
No, we've been training for steak tacos, man.
Love me some tacos.
Yeah, so, all right. So with that, we will introduce our panelists this evening. So first up, we've got everyone's favorite YouTuber who's bigger than me. We've got Travis P11.
Hey man, what's going on? This is Travis P11. Make sure you check out check out the channel. Good God, I can't talk. Thinking of traveling. Travis P11. We got a little podcast we do on Monday nights called Caliber Corner. Check it out, 6:00 Central Time. It's a lot of fun. We just talk guns. We do a lot of window shopping and we just talk a lot of guns. So if you like guns and ammo, check it out. Monday nights at 6 over my channel. Yep. Thanks, man.
Yep. Next up, we got everyone's favorite bowler. We've got Kingpin. What's going on, buddy?
Not too much, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being able to make it, dude. And last, but certainly not least, we have Duke Liberty. What's going on, Ian?
Hey, man. Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it. As always, excited to be here with your outstanding panel and yourself. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow, he's not really been with us long, has he, Travis?
No, he's been a couple months. I'd say that, it is now. I mean, this is some high quality stuff here. People don't realize. Do you see any of the big YouTubers having podcasts? No, not at all. No. Just actually us out there actually caring about the gun community. So, yeah.
Travis is pretty outstanding, I must say.
Dude, Kingpin's the bomb, man.
Travis is the only outstanding one here out of the bunch.
Kingpin taught me. He taught me everything that I know. So he's got that.
Yep, oh, did he? Oh, did he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't aware of that. All right,
never mind.
so we got a couple topics here tonight. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of them. We may even decide to throw one or two of them out and talk about what Duke Liberty was talking about in the pre-chat. But but we got some weird topics tonight. So I don't know if you guys heard, but over the weekend. Apparently, South Carolina deputies shot an alligator that attacked and killed a woman on Kiowa Island here in South Carolina. And that's about 35 miles from where I live.
That's another reason to keep packing, dude. That's a good excuse to get yourself a Desert Eagle and 44 mag.
Now they just used a stock photo. They just used a stock photo of the alligator. But it's not been a good time for South Carolina because it's like this is like the third time someone's been attacked and killed by an alligator, which leads me to believe that we need to have open carry, in South Carolina because Otherwise, the alligators are going to get us, man. They're going to get us.
How about you stop building your damn suburbs onto their backyards, and then this stuff won't happen anymore?
Well,
I'm not going to get all pro eco warrior. I'm just saying, you go out back there, you're on the bottom of the food chain, bro.
Dial back a bit. Kiawah Island is right on the coast. It basically it's an island on the saltwater coast. So yes, there's a little bit of marsh, but it's saltwater. It's all saltwater. Yes. But again, an alligator was in the freshwater area, so
they get hungry, man. They don't care. Do we get?
There's only two things alligators do. They're either looking for love or they're looking for food. And unfortunately, this guy wasn't looking for love. I'll tell you that.
Kind of like me, man. Wait a minute. I'm married. What?
you're married. I'll tell Mrs. P11.
She'll laugh.
Have you ever seen that movie, the 1970s movie, or maybe late? It was early 80s. It came out. It was post Jaws. It was called Alligator.
Oh yeah, the kid
used to watch
down the toilet, and then it comes back, and I was like 5 or 6 when that came out, so I just remember that scene because like his parents flush it down the toilet or something like that, and then all I remember is attacks people and stuff. Yeah,
and I remember a chick like jumped in a swimming pool, and the alligator was in there, and it ate her. It was sci-fi used to play it nonstop in the 90s. I remember watching that. How are you not going to
see that? How are you not going to see an alligator in the bottom of a residential pool?
So I'm going to go over this article. It's going to be real quick, and then we're going to go on to some other things. And we tonight we are going to make fun of Canada a little bit just because it's Canada. So we're going through this. So
subjects to the crown.
Deputies. We're not getting that. Deputies in South Carolina shot and killed an alligator that fatally attacked a woman on Friday, authorities said. Okay, it was happening on Friday, not on Sunday, because I didn't see the article until Sunday, so I don't know what happened there. But the officers were called to a pond on Kiawah Island. There's your freshwater. Around 5 p.m. and saw the animal attack. The Charleston County Sheriff's Office said the woman was dead. Her name has not been released. Deputies retrieved the alligator's carcass to help with the investigation, deputies said on Twitter. Wow, they're posting this stuff on Twitter now. They posted on Twitter saying, about 5 p.m. today, deputies responded to pond near Salt Cedar Lane, Kiawah Island, for report of alligator encounter with a woman. The woman has died. A deputy fatally shot and retrieved the gator. At SCDNR and coroner also responded. Incident is still under investigation. Well, how much more investigation do you need to do? Do you need to autopsy the alligator? Make sure he wasn't rabid. Oh wait, no, it's an alligator. He's already rabid. That's what they are. But anyways, authorities did not say if they knew what the woman or the alligator were doing before the attack. Maybe the attack was premeditated. You don't know.
Okay, it says here that she took pictures of it before she was attacked.
This is the third fatal alligator attack in South Carolina in the past 4 years. A 90-year-old woman walked out of a Charleston nursing home in 2016 and was killed, while a 45-year-old woman walking her dog was fatally attacked on Hilton Head Island in August 2018. Before those attacks, South Carolina had never had a recorded person killed by an alligator. No, because during the times before this, people would go out and hunt alligators, and gators would stay away from people because they knew they were gonna fucking die. Excuse my language. But now the hell, well,
it said that, dude. It said that she was out taking pictures of the alligator, and she had been drinking before she went out to go do it. So I would just say, if you've got friends that like to hang out with wild creatures and like to consume alcohol before they do that, you might want to make them just maybe step back and not go. I don't know.
Yeah, I see. That's not in this article, but again, either way, all I'm gonna say is don't take pictures of alligators while drunk. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't take pictures of alligators unless you're in a zoo and they're behind like glass or something. Okay, because quite honestly, you don't want to get bit. You don't want to get your limb bit off. You don't want to die. So stay away from alligators. If one comes after you, well, I hope you are armed. That's all I'm going to say. And I don't mean armed with arms. I mean armed with firearms, just to be clear.
Just don't try to pet alligators like this lady was trying to do, and I think you'll be okay because they're a lot faster than you realize they are.
Yeah. So there we go.
I don't know what to say on that one, man.
Yeah.
Human beings sometimes. It's a Darwin Award there, man.
But again, alligator attacks, man. It's not only do we have Cinco de Mayo being on Taco Tuesday, we've got a reality president. We've got the world stopped by a virus, and now we've got alligators attacking people. What's next? Oh, also, I heard a stormtrooper got arrested in Canada because he was carrying a non-compliant firearm, a blaster. I'm not making this up.
Donald Trump just nominated Hillary Clinton for Supreme Court Justice.
You're kidding, right?
Yeah, if that was true, you'd have heard me saying that as I jumped out of a 50-story window.
Also, I've heard accounts that the Japanese Asian hornet, the giant Asian hornet,
the murder hornet or whatever they're called,
things that are about the size of your fist.
Yeah, they
have invaded the United States.
No, they're in Washington right now. They're not. They haven't spread out of Washington yet. Let's not create panic. Let's follow the facts, buddy. All right.
They're here now. So
they are. But I think that they're going to try to eradicate them quick because they decimate honeybee populations. They're vicious, man. They are wicked. Yep. The killer hornets. Yeah.
Did you hear the epidemic of Russian doctors that are falling out of windows? Amazingly enough, like 5 in the past year or so fell out of a window.
What did they know about Putin?
That's some pretty low quality glass.
Coronavirus doctors.
I know a North Korean doctor that fell out of a window.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that one. He spoke out against the party. All right, but first up, we're going to talk about everyone's favorite Pennsylvanian city. The city of Pittsburgh. The Steel City. Because they used to do steel in Pittsburgh. Anyways, desperate city of Pittsburgh appeals court's rejection of the 3 gun control laws despite preemption. Okay? After the Tree of Life synagogue shooting, Pittsburgh Mayor Peduto and the city council enacted 3 gun control laws, an assault weapons ban, a magazine capacity limit, and a red flag confiscation law. This despite Pennsylvania's preemption law preventing local jurisdictions from enacting laws more restrictive than state gun laws. And who is Travis? You're echoing. Yeah, mute yourself, Travis.
I am. Well, I got I got the door open.
Yeah. Okay. So in October, a judge struck down all 3 laws as invalid under preemption. But because being a gun grabber means you never giving up in pursuit of civilian disarmament, the city's attorney have filed an appeal today, asking a state court to overlook the Pennsylvania preemption law and reinstate 3 gun control ordinances. Here's the report. Attorneys for the city of Pittsburgh are asking a state court to overturn a judge's order striking down firearm restrictions approved after a 2018 mass shooting at a synagogue. The 3 ordinances were approved in April 2019, following the October 2018 shooting at Pittsburgh's Tree of Life synagogue that killed 11 worshipers. Gun rights advocates fought the ordinances, and a judge struck down the measures in October, saying Pennsylvania law forbids municipalities from regulating firearms, and the ordinances were void and unenforceable. City lawyers argue in briefs filed late last week that neither lawmakers nor the state's highest court had ever expressly said or held that cities are completely powerless to act in this area. They said local governments' authority to regulate firearms to protect citizens may be limited, but it is not extinguished. The ordinances would have restricted military-style assault weapons like, the AR-15 rifle. AR-15 rifle, authorities said, was used in the attack. They would have also banned most uses of armor-piercing ammunition and high-capacity magazines, and allowed temporary seizure of guns from those deemed a danger to themselves or others. Joshua Prince, an attorney with Berks County-based civil rights defense firm, which represented the plaintiffs, said Pittsburgh is spending taxpayer money on a frivolous appeal regarding its illegal ordinances. The example that this sets for our youth, that it is acceptable to violate the law if you do not agree with it, instead of petitioning to have the law change, is a stark reminder that the city and its elected officials believe they are above the law. He told the Tribune Review, which is a newspaper in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh tried enforcing an assault weapons ban in 1993, but the state legislature quickly took action to invalidate the measure, and the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled that the city officials had overstepped. And that's the end of that. But I don't know the laws in Pennsylvania, but if the mayor is trying to enact laws that go against the state laws, doesn't the governor have the right to step in?
I would think so. I mean, somebody's got to have the oversight.
Can a governor reassign the mayor?
That's a good question, man.
No. It's a terrible question. No, of course not. The mayor is duly elected. The governor can't just boot him out when he feels like it.
So is a sheriff.
There's recall.
In some states, a sheriff can, a sheriff can be removed.
A sheriff, as important as they are, is not a mayor. Let's just be, real about that. Sheriffs aren't mayors. Mayors are clearly higher on the pecking order than sheriffs are.
I would argue not, because the counties are larger than most cities.
Yeah, all right, okay. I mean, it's debatable. I mean, you might be right.
I mean, just saying, because the sheriff is in charge of the entire county, whereas a mayor is just in charge of a city. Counties can consist of many towns and cities.
Yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you. You're making a very good point. I'm not arguing with you at all.
So, I don't know Pennsylvania law, so to take this for what it's worth. Anybody out there in Pennsylvania that knows whether it's whether a Pennsylvania governor can remove a mayor from office if he's acting against the law. And in this case, I would say the mayor and the city council of Pittsburgh are acting against the law. So, in situations like this, where when you have a state preemption law and people are actively and knowingly trying to go against it because they want laws that speak out against it, then they're trying to subvert the system. And there should be penalties for trying to subvert the system.
I was just doing a quick Google search on it. It looks like apparently in Michigan that can be done because it's written in the state's constitution that the governor can remove a mayor if they're not performing their duties or dereliction of duty. So there's got to be some kind of check and balance, but it might depend on the state constitution, and it might be a very special process. It's not like they're just doing it left and right, because you don't hear about a lot of mayors getting booted out.
Okay, we got armament and axes in here, so watch out. We got the old man in here.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Everybody watch your language.
Watch your language. Even though
watch your language.
Yeah.
What?
Remember, it's family show.
Who did what?
Actually, I think the governor can remove him. I'm not sure, but I think so. But I'm just going by the PA Constitution.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now, and it looks like it's different state by state, because there's definitely powers that governors have, that, at least from what I'm reading off a quick search on the internet, certain states governors have certain powers to remove mayors. So you were right, and I was wrong. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Sorry for the confusion.
Well, no, we're having a discussion here. It's not about right or wrong. It's about what the law says. That's what it's
No,
about.
no. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you were clearly right, and I was clearly wrong. So I just want to make that you were right. Now, so that there is right and wrong. And in this case, I was wrong, and you were right.
No, I wouldn't say you were wrong. I would say you were uninformed.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, so,
Okay, I'm going to jump in and say, hello, everybody. I made it.
oh my God. Grandpa's here.
Oh, shut up.
It's gonna whoop you like your grandpa if you don't be quiet.
I'll whip you with a, go fetch me a switch, boy.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Heard that a couple times growing up.
Yeah, me,
Yeah, not again. Yeah, exactly.
me
exactly.
too, brother.
Never it's gonna.
Anyway, just jumping in, saying, hey, listening to
All
everything, man. I think we're all on the same page. I really do. It's just, there's so much crap going on. And it's like, how much is being blown out of proportion? How much?
Well, the sad thing is when Night Strike's talking about here is, we see this on a national level. It's not like it's just unique to this state or this community. This kind of thing happens all the time.
This happens in every state. But here's the thing. It happens less in southern states because southern states have preemption laws as well, and they watch that. They watch that. While yes, Florida is an indication where they changed the state law in order to have some of that crap. But it's Florida. Insert every bad thing you can say about Florida here. All right. And remember, folks, I need to have this disclaimer. The views and opinions of the panelists of Hit or Miss are not explicitly the views and opinions of Night Strike 1 or Hit or Miss. So be aware. You have been warned.
Gotta throw the disclaimer in.
Yes.
The thing that's funny is Florida. You mentioned Florida. They kind of padded the results of the corona thing, and they didn't want to admit that blah blah blah. Something though, if I come down with a common cold tomorrow and have to go to the hospital because I have a really bad cold, it's going to be labeled as COVID. It's dumb.
Mm-hmm. It is sadly. So let's see. Why isn't it? Hold on. I'm messing with the settings real quick. That's why it's not doing that. There we go.
Did you hit it with a hammer?
I'm hitting it with a hammer now. So there we go. I wanted Brady Bunch. Anyways, so yeah. This I don't even want to talk about Florida. So, in other news, judge refuses to dismiss the NRA suit challenging Florida's. Well, we're talking about Florida again, apparently. Under 21 gun sales ban.
A Florida man.
Florida man, he's the world's greatest and the world's worst superhero all at the same time. I'm telling you. So, most of the time, world's worst. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, the federal judge has refused to dismiss the National Rifle Association's challenge to a 2018 state law that blocked people under the age of 21 from buying firearms. Attorney General Ashley Moody's office argued that the chief U.S. District Judge Mark Walker should dismiss the case, which challenges a law that the legislator and then Governor Rick Scott approved after the gunman killed 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. But Walker, in an 8-page decision Friday, denied the state's request to dismiss the case, which is scheduled to go to trial in January. Walker made clear that he was not ruling on the NRA's underlying arguments that the law violates constitutional Second Amendment and equal protection rights, only that the case should be allowed to move forward. It is important to keep in mind the narrow issue before the court at this stage of the proceedings. This court is not asked to and does not decide whether the law is constitutional. Rather, the question is whether plaintiff's complaint contains enough facts to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face, he wrote, quoting a legal precedent. There's legal precedent. So that was by Jim Sanders, and federal judge clears way for NRA challenge to gun law. So, so that's good news, I guess. I mean, they're going to go through with the case instead of dismissing it because the state asked them to.
The one thing I've seen is a lot of the anti-gun laws, and is it U.S. constitutional legal or is it state constitutional legal? And
remember, every state has a constitution, and in some states, the antis are able to get away with some of this garbage. Which is what I'm going to call, laws to restrict your rights. I'm going to call them garbage laws. Okay, so this garbage that they try and enact, they get around. They're able to do it because in some states, the state constitution has either neglected or forgotten to properly word in either the same thing the Second Amendment says or something pertaining to the people's rights to firearms and arms. And unfortunately, because some states don't necessarily have that in their constitution, they believe they have a right to institute said laws. So even though it violates federal law, they don't care about federal law. They think they can get away with it in state because it doesn't violate state law.
So what you're trying to tell me is that you don't believe that restricting people under the age of 21 from certain things in life will prevent them from doing it? I mean, look how well it works with alcohol. You've never, ever, ever seen somebody under 21 with even a cup of alcohol before.
That's not what I'm saying.
Nobody did when I was little either.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is some states don't have a Second Amendment in their state constitution to prevent assholes, and I'm going to use that word, from implementing laws restricting your federal constitutional right to firearms.
Yeah, Maryland is a newly labeled state that you must be 21 to buy any type of firearm. Not. Let me rephrase that. Any type of gun, because I guess black powder you can maybe still be 18, but anything classified as a gun or a whatever, you know what I mean? Yes.
Well, black powder is primitive weapon. Shit, you can still buy that through the mail.
And unfortunately, as D-Temp62 pointed out, even in some states where the Second Amendment is stated in the state constitution, the same a-holes also ignore the Constitution altogether.
And Kingpin,
in the case of Virginia,
Kingpin just made a good, the black powder, and I just said you can still buy it. It's crazy. You really think about this. You take a good Kentucky rifle, single shot, it's muzzle loader, blah blah blah. Can you hit a target at 300 yards with that? I bet you can. And aim small, miss small. You're gonna, it's dumb. And my brother just purchased a short upper, and he purchased a lower, but he didn't realize what SBR and pistol meant, and I had to explain it to him. So he had to go out and buy another lower to make his short upper. And it's like, he says, that makes no sense. I went, yeah,
welcome to the world of regulations. Does he want to sell that other? Does he want to sell that other lower? If he wants to sell that lower, give me a holler. Right?
He says, yes, I have an addiction problem. I'm going to build another rifle.
All right.
But he caught the AR bug.
Yeah, well, but the point is he's like, I don't get it. Why is I said, well, you got to have a arm brace.
Ask the guys that the guys that implemented the 1934 National Firearms Act.
Yeah, it's all gun laws are illegal if you ask me. But but he said,
Amen.
He said to me, he says, that makes no sense. I says, yeah, I know.
Welcome to the world of firearms.
Yeah,
where
right.
A lot of stuff don't make any sense, but apparently we still have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a good thing, though. This is a good thing because a bunch of people are in that same position right now. A bunch of new gun owners. I'm not saying your brother's a new gun owner, But I'm saying a bunch of new gun owners are realizing that some of these laws are absolutely, well, all of them are absolutely ridiculous, but they're understanding, wait, I can't just get my gun right now. I've got to have a wait time. Wait, what do you mean they got to do a background check? I can't just pick up a gun. Things like this are could make an impact on the future of gun rights and fighting for them.
He's
especially the ones in California where, hey, it went from a 3-day waiting period to a 30-day waiting period.
I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about the Constitution, and I mean, he's a fairly smart guy. He's an honest person, means well. And he was like, well, I think the Constitution probably could use a redrafting and make things simpler and easier to understand. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He was like, well, just using the Second Amendment, because he knows I'm into guns. He was like, just using the Second Amendment, they should make it a lot more clear what the government can mess with and what they can't. And I said, what's much more clear than shall not be infringed? And he was like, well, I guess you got a good point there.
Did you tell him the definition hasn't changed in 300 years?
And the thing that gets me is these
just FYI, next time you're in a conversation like that, tell him the definition hasn't changed in 300 years.
Well, no, he's not. Like I said, he wasn't knocking the Constitution. He was thinking, like you take any other book that was written and write it in today's language, so it's much more simpler to understand. He doesn't get that it's as simple and as bare bones as it can be already.
It means he hasn't read it in a while. It means he's forgotten the contents.
Well, no, he's not big into politics either. He's kind of like your everyday person that kind of gets up and does what he does.
I understand that, but we all had, at one point, we all had to learn this stuff in school, and some people kind of blocked it out or forgotten it, and it might not be such a bad, even if you're not into politics, it might not be such a bad idea to refresh yourself on the country's constitution. The document we have behind glass on display in Washington, D.C. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Have you ever seen that document?
If you could do it the right way.
Go ahead. I just wondering if you've ever. I've been to the archives in D.C. and seen the original document. I just wonder if y'all have been there. That's all.
When I was little, yes.
Me too.
Like I was second or third grade, I think, because I was in school.
I think
in Fairfax, Virginia. We went on a school trip.
I seen it. I think I seen it when I was maybe 7, and then I seen it maybe when I was 12 or 13. My aunt and uncle live right down there. But people pay attention. The original document. Why does it need to be rewritten? It doesn't. It's basic. Follow the basic rules. Really?
What needs to happen is we need to start punishing senators and representatives that violate the oath of office, that enact laws that contradict what's already written down.
Me and my buddy's been saying that for years about, that's a breach of contract. You swore an oath to the Constitution, and now you want to butcher it and change it. And what? No.
I've been saying the same thing for since I started Hit or Miss. There's this thing called the oath of office to defend, protect, and uphold the Constitution. And trying to restrict any firearm or arm whatsoever is detriment and not following that oath of office. But hey, let's just let them walk all over the second. What does it matter? We'll only be concerned when they go after the first. Well, if you don't have the second, you don't have the first.
I can say that I've said it for years. Without the second, the rest are going to fall. Amen.
And every time somebody says that, I say your First Amendment has been under attack way longer than the Second Amendment and has been damaged way worse than the Second Amendment.
Yeah, just like California.
Your freedom of speech is so vulnerable. I say you can't walk on your job and your boss say you can't say that here, and then you pull out your gun and say, "But I got a gun and I'll shoot you for taking my." Your First Amendment is so vulnerable.
It is. So there's that. All right. So I don't really want to talk about Canada. Does anybody want to talk about Canada? Travis, do you want to run this one?
I don't want to talk about Canada. You know what I'm sick of?
I'm terrified that we're going to be the last country in the world that offers the rights that we do. And
Well, no, we aren't the last. Remember, Brazil.
well, I mean,
eased
there's other
back
countries where you can have your firearms, but they don't do it for the reasons that we do.
I can cover the Canada topic for you real quick, Night Shark, if you want. We can be done with it in no time.
Here we go, baby.
But be diplomatic.
Kingpin's corner, baby. Do it.
Canada sucks. Let's move on.
I want to talk about the illegal alien Canadian geese that shit all over the place. Okay.
No, we're not talking about that. Watch your language.
Remember,
Okay,
they're Canada geese. They're not Canadian because they don't have origins in Canada. They just breed there or whatnot and migrate there. So they just call them because that's where they land. But I agree totally. Yeah. Dude, we got a ton of them over here where I live, and they just poop everywhere. I mean,
they're snowbirds.
Snowbirds. That's funny. Let me ask you this. I mean, I'm 53, but when I was a kid, we didn't see Canadian geese, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere, and then they're everywhere and in people's yard and pooping all over. And what
and a lot of that comes from a lot of the development going on out into the areas where they would roost that you normally wouldn't see them, and people feed them, and they get kind of domesticated and they get used to taking food off of humans. I mean, I know it's a major problem. Well, like in Nebraska, we're like a central fly-through zone for all the migratory birds. So you see tons and tons of them. I mean, the reservoirs are packed. Snow geese, Canada geese, herons and stuff like that. But I've been reading about them lately because they're living right next door to where we are. You can see tons of them out in the field. And they've gotten fairly domesticated as of late. They're kind of they're a pest bird. They're a very aggressive pest bird. In a lot of communities, unfortunately, because of the feces too is pretty bad. But anyway, we'll side note.
I was working on a job site last week, and it's a hospital, and the little concrete things with some mulch, and in the middle of the parking lot, blah blah. And I look, and I'm backing in to get loaded up with dirt to haul this off because they're built. And I look, and here's this dang Canadian geese sitting there on its nest with like 7 or 8 eggs. And then I squawked on the radio. I said, I wonder what Canadian geese eggs taste like.
Probably huge because their chicks are fairly large. I mean, they get, they're pretty big birds, but I don't know, man. It's kind of interesting. I know duck eggs are real rich. Had those before. Like
I said, though, they have migrated into northern Ohio. Like, yeah, they're just normal here. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
But are they here legally? That's the question.
Yes.
I think we need to put up a giant net in the sky to keep the Canadian geese from flying into our country and across our country. We need to build it from ocean to ocean and from 10 feet above all the way up to the stratosphere. We're going to have a giant net that will stop just Canadian geese. Just every other smaller bird can pass through, but just
dang.
You ever see that movie Canadian Bacon?
They come up here and they eat up all of our food and use up all of our benefits. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but anyway.
Canadian bacon, baby. John Candy.
Canadian bacon. Yep. What's really scary is Canadians because they look like us. We don't know who they are. They look just like us. They're the ones we got to watch out for.
Their flag.
Yeah.
Their flag looks like a pot leaf.
Slowly taking over our population.
When they talk, they'll say,
About not all of them. There's a lot of people that are Canadians that we didn't know. We didn't realize that until we actually looked it up.
William Shatner.
Brian Adams, John Candy.
Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Myers.
Seth Rogen, I think, is Canadian. They're all from Vancouver, British Columbia. You ever notice that? Every Canadian's from British Columbia. It's just weird. It's weird. I don't know. I don't get it. It's like a hub. It's like a hot spot for Canadians, I guess.
Canadians are
Vancouver
weird,
is a dirty town.
Vancouver, eh? I'm from the BC, eh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know it.
Hey.
I will say the one time that I was up in Canada, it was a pleasant experience. Gas was super expensive, but other than that, everybody was pretty friendly for the most part.
That's Canada for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take off, eh?
Hey, hoser.
Great White North.
Hey,
hoser.
All right.
You remember?
Yeah, hoser. Eh? I got this mouse in this bottle. Eh? Some strange.
Hey, you knob. Hey, don't tell the old man.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do a summary of this. So for anyone that doesn't know, the Prime Minister of Canada, as well as the I guess the ruling council or whatever, have basically enacted a ban on assault style firearms. And while this is pertaining to rifles, this may also be they are going to go after handguns next. They said so.
Jesus.
Pretty much, I don't know if you saw the list, but the list was like they were listing everything under the sun. I don't even know how they would get Palmetto State Armory firearms up into Canada, but apparently they banned those too.
Like, have they got down to flintlock pistols and like those ones like in China where they light the fuse and like a big pipe with like gunpowder and a musket ball? And have those been banned yet?
They've listed everything.
Did they ban crossbows yet?
Cap and ball revolvers.
Actual artillery.
Oh Jesus!
Did they ban a sharp stick yet?
They're getting there. They're getting there.
We're getting there.
Better watch out, man. Those aggressive sea lions are going to take over and dominate the coast. They'll be killing people left and right if they're not careful.
But the problem of the reason why Canada is doing this is because they had mass shooting a few days ago, but the problem is the one before the mass shooting happened, the guy was already a known criminal. 1, 2, how the hell did he get a hold of an AR-15, even if he was already a criminal? 3,
one of the weapons he used, he took off the cop. One of the weapons he used in that, he took off the dead cop.
Where in the hell did he get a police cruiser?
Didn't he burn a bunch of people too?
From the cops.
Or not?
9 of the people that died were burned.
Yeah,
in the fire.
So better ban matches, and we got to ban charcoal and lighter fluid and anything combustible. And
they're going after firearms instead.
Bic lighters and yeah.
Firearms.
And the problem is Trudeau was filmed live on camera years and years ago saying that a firearms registry in Canada would not be used to take away guns.
Man, that is Fidel Castro's illegitimate son. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
No, we're not talking about that. I do not care about.
Okay, let's not talk about it. That's his son. You've seen the pictures, right? His mom was best friends with Castro. Look at a young picture of Fidel Castro and old boy in Canada.
Illegitimate son? Is that what you're saying? Illegitimate? What? Okay.
It's his illegitimate son. Yes, I'm telling you. Look it up. It's crazy.
You just look at him. You just like that they call him Cash Trudeau.
Castrated. What?
You just like that they call him Cash Trudeau. Yes. Yes, I went there because it's ridiculous. Anyways, I
love how they slap the title of assault weapons on them, because we know that every Canadian has select fire machine guns, Jeez.
And they're instituting a national $250 million buyback that is being proposed, but it's not authorized or funded. Previous Canadian government proposals put the price tag at $600 million, but skeptics say the true cost would be closer to $2.7 billion for a buyback. Now, remember, even in Canada, a decent rifle, even in Canadian dollars, it'd probably be like $600 or $700 CAD for a decent AR-15. But
now England paid 150% when they did their buybacks of pistols. They did 150% of it, either market value or retail. I can't remember what it was. That's crazy, man.
But the problem is, I don't see Canada shelling out, market value for any firearm. I see Canada trying to lowball everyone saying, well, you get $200 for every rifle you turn in. I see them doing the same crap they do here.
Yeah, that's how the cities here do it, right? You get 150 for any rifle and 50 for any handgun or something.
Yeah, especially when someone paid in some cases, some of these rifles are really expensive. Like, say, if someone has one of those really expensive rifles, they paid probably $2,100 for it, but they only get $200 for it. I'm sorry, but at that point,
So-
you join whatever Canadian Rifle and Pistol Association there is, and you fight this straight to your parliament. Because otherwise, I'm speaking to the Canadians here. If you guys don't get off of your asses, off of your couches, and go out there and yell and protest against this, you're going to lose everything you have. So those mountain lions, those tigers, or those bears, the antelope, whatever that kills people up in Canada, they're going to go after you. They're going to go after you. Or no, I think it's moose. They'll go after you, and they'll go after you hard, and you won't be able to protect yourself at all because guess what? There's no more hunting left because they banned everything. There's no more pistols left because they banned everything. There's no more firearms in Canadian hands other than the government and law enforcement. And by the way, law enforcement and the government and the military aren't giving up their firearms ever, even when they enact these laws, because they're always exempt.
And here's the scary thing. They're going to spend more money on the gun buyback program than they have earmarked for stopping the flow of illegal weapons across the Canadian border from the U.S. and other countries, which means they're going to disarm the populace, but not crack down on the black market that's going to be dominating the crime in that country. That's going to be the source of their misery for gun violence. I mean, look at what just happened there. I mean, think about that, guys. Isn't that crazy? They're spending more money on something that's not a problem because the gun was obtained illegally that was used in the shooting.
There are a bunch of stoops who don't know what a gun is because half of the buybacks in the United States, people take in broken guns and parts of guns and get money for them because the kid over there paying for it doesn't know what they're looking at.
I was just going to say, you know how much of this buyback in the U.S. are stolen guns, no questions asked. The criminals will go steal a $500 to $1,000 gun and get $200. They don't care. The other thing I was going to say,
they didn't pay anything for it in the first place.
Yeah, let's look at just look at the U.S. Since the first of this year, over 7 million guns have went through FFLs. And it's the 1st of May. 7 million guns since the first of the year. Okay, let's look at the Canadian government. How much are they going to pay if they were our government? How much are they going to pay per gun? 7 million guns. Are they going to pay $100 a gun? Are they going to pay $1 a gun? Because that's 7. You see where I mean? But yeah, most
the government doesn't have to worry about actual cost. They could pay $1 million a gun. They're making that money up. So all the money that they're going to spend on buying guns, whether it's $50 a gun or $500, is all make believe to them anyway.
Yeah, it's
all the Canadians. You're going to go buy. I'm going to take. They're going to give me your tax money to buy my gun. Is what they're going to do.
Yeah, like I said, and all the cash buyback programs I've seen in the U.S., no questions asked, and they report, oh, we took in this rocket launcher. It's a freaking empty tube. But they put it up like, oh, look at the armament that the people have, a rocket launcher. It's a freaking empty demilled tube, and it's like,
and they're all in minority areas. They're never in the nice areas. They're always in minority areas. So they target minorities. They disarm minorities. And and guess what? Guess where half those guns end up? Yeah, back into some police cruiser, right? Yep. Okay.
It's all propaganda. We all agree. It's all propaganda. All this, it's fear mongering. It's sheeple following the media that says, oh my God. Thank God we're not that stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just glad that we have laws that prevent the president from trying to ban everything.
Yeah, just looking at the majority of 99% of the crime in Canada is gun crime is gang related. So banning again civilian farm ownership is not gonna fix your gun violence problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how much more clear we can make this. It just totally boggles my mind, dude, that nobody can realize how wrong this is.
Yeah. How about training law enforcement better to deal with crazy people and criminals in Canada instead of taking guns away from the people. It just, just saying, because if someone can go and kill a cop and take his stuff and then go and kill people with it, then maybe, just maybe, it's on law enforcement to train better.
Well, that's a nail on the head.
Just a thought.
Yeah, that's totally nail on the head.
Spend that $230 million or whatever the numbers were, to train your law enforcement to be able to handle people and situations better than that.
The biggest problem with law enforcement is the biggest problem with absolutely everything else. Politics. I don't care how much you train your police department. I don't care if they walk out and all they got's a flashlight and a whistle. If the politicians giving them their orders are corrupt and disgusting, your police force is going to be worthless.
That's a great point. I mean, you look at England, the bobbies over there, only special SWATs or whatever carry guns. And
they run away from criminals with guns because
they run away from criminals with knives. Because, dude, I don't want to. I think I'd rather be
because they aren't armed.
Exactly.
They run away from knives, from guns. They're in criminal hands because the law enforcement in England aren't armed. Yeah, the law enforcement in Paris weren't armed until that shooting at that concert and at that office building, and then they're like, you know what? It might be a good idea to arm our cops.
It might be a good idea.
Guess what they did? They went and armed their cops. Problem solved.
Yeah. So they're estimating that buyback program to cost $250 million, but they're already saying that that's not realistic. It was with 8 to 11 million guns at $250 million for a budget. You're looking at what, $225 per gun for a buyback, and I don't think that's going to happen. No. So
wait a minute.
King Speaker is saying, remember at Night Strike, you can't badmouth cops. Or you're a piece of garbage. No bad mouthing cops. Supposedly they're special. Oh, they're special, all right. But again, any law enforcement officer that is supposed to enforce law that isn't armed is just a nice placeholder for a target.
Well, you just hit another nail on the head there, brother.
What's interesting about the article I'm looking at, and this is just Canadian media, just like a regular Canadian news, they're saying that they need to spend more money in their crime fighting against the gun violence and not on a confiscation program, because there's their budget, like this $250 million buyback program.
They don't have the money.
That's like 3 times more than what they spend on a year in fighting gun violence in their communities.
Now remember these numbers are in Canadian dollars, not United States dollars.
It's fairly close, isn't it? At this point, is it like 90% the same value as our money, roughly, or
even still, I'm telling you right now, they don't have the money to do something like it.
Oh, they'll tax people for it. They'll find a place to get it.
They'd have to tax people. They'd have to enact more laws. Plus, I mean, whatever gun companies you have over there, whatever firearms, dealers, manufacturers they have over there are going to be impacted by this. And guess what? I would say I wouldn't be surprised if a couple million, yes, that is probably a decent number. A couple million people, Canadian workers, are going to be out of jobs because of this. And if that happens, well, then it's on the government to find the new jobs because they took away their old ones. And if they refuse, well, then I want to tell you guys, those of you listening that are in Canada, then you better start standing up and fighting for what you've got. Otherwise, you won't have nothing left.
Do they have lever guns on the list, the ban list, or is it just straight up all semi-autos?
Dude, they listed every gun they could find.
Guns on there. I'm kind of curious if they, what's not on there.
Defense Dad, that is exactly what I'm saying. It's crazy. Law enforcement officers that actually fight criminals. I know it's a novel idea, isn't it?
I've been saying it for years. Laws, more laws. You know what that does? It restricts us, the law-abiding people. Laws, more laws. Do criminals care? Nope.
Do criminals ever follow a single law?
Well, no, they're criminals by
they're
definition.
criminals.
Criminals by definition, they break laws. They don't care. The only look, murders against the law happens every day. Did it stop anything? Nope. You can pass. It's just like gun-free zones. Doesn't do anything good. Doesn't it? Just tells criminals, "Hey, look, unarmed people, go shoot them." Really?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like, well, this is what I used to hate about high school and about school in general is the mass punishment thing. One kid in the classroom starts acting up, so the teacher would like cancel recess for everybody. The same thing that bummed me out about being in the service is about mass punishment. Because some dude in the next platoon got drunk and beat up a bartender. I got my liberty got canceled. Stuff like that, man. It's mass punishment. Millions of
For the
people in
record,
Canada.
I don't do that. I just want to get that out right now. I don't believe in the group spank, so let's just get that out right now.
I don't either. But in the military, it's there for discipline. And unfortunately,
no, it's not. There are purposes for mass punishment. I get that in the military, but I'm talking about in the fleet, man. I'm talking about well into the fleet because some dude two platoons over got drunk outside in town and beat up some bartender. Don't take my liberty away. We're all grown men here. I get the whole training thing for combat. That's fine. But the whole mass punishment thing, talk to anybody that's been in the military. It's way overused, man. And I'm talking about it. That's my beef.
Yeah, and the way the military uses it is they want the other people in the company or whatever to rag on the guy that screwed up.
And, to fix him. Yeah, I get it to a point. I get it to a point on small team leadership. Yeah, but not on that.
Yeah, exactly. It's only going to go so far. You know what I mean? But
yeah, if one of my guys is having a hard time in the hikes or he's not a good runner, then it's upon the squad leader to fix that in a good way. I get that point of mass punishment on you got to fix the platoon. But if some guy's on liberty, I never seen him. He's in a whole nother platoon. And he gets drunk and steals a taxi and beats up somebody, that has nothing to do with me while I was at the barracks playing video games with my homeboys.
Or that's playing cards or exactly. So why are you blaming the guys that didn't even know this guy? Yeah, like I said, I understand the way, if it's within your unit or your platoon or whatever, I get that, but really?
Yep, yeah.
So, Night Strike, what do we have lined up for the second half?
We're just about done.
Dude, Sandhills isn't doing his show tonight. I think we should do a double header.
All right. Well, Travis, you posted an article in the side chat, so I'm going to let you had this article, and I'm going to use the can real quick.
You do that, man. Make sure you wash your hands, okay?
I will. I'll wash it twice.
Sanitizer afterwards too, okay?
Exactly.
All right. So here's the deal. So, we've been hearing about, the uptick in gun sales, and we hear, sources and saying that, so there's a lot of first-time gun buyers out there. And I think a lot of us that make gun content on YouTube see that in the feedback in the comments we get, that there's a lot of new gun owners out there. Well, here's a different source that really maybe we never thought of for a proof that there's actually an uptick in these sales and that the demographics are changing. This is from guns.com. The article is called Holster Makers See Uptick in Sales, Especially Among Women. Now, we don't know if this is necessarily first-time buyers, but people that want to carry or buying guns for the purpose of carry is definitely going up. It says gun and ammo makers saw a drastic increase in sales after the coronavirus shuttered services and cities raising concerns about what would come. And again, any of us that have visited a gun store in the last 8 weeks, I think we've seen this firsthand, especially out where I live. I've noticed it too. Gun makers aren't the only ones to see more consumers during this time, though, as holster makers are also reporting an increase in sales, especially among women. Dark Star Gear, a preferred holster maker for many AIWB fans, reported a slight increase in sales overall for March, noting that female shoppers were among them purchasing. We're certainly seeing more female customers, Dark Star Gear told Guns.com. Dark Star Gear isn't the only holster maker seeing a rise in interest. Tactica Defense, a holster maker almost solely dedicated to women's concealed carry, reported an increase in female shoppers after safer at-home orders began rolling in. Sandy Little, president of Tactica Defense, told Guns.com that business has been booming in the age of Corona. We're definitely seeing a huge increase in women shoppers at Tactica. Little said we've seen a huge increase in nurses and doctors buying the belly band. They're in scrubs all day and feel threatened going outside, so they're concealing that way. Little said sales of the belly band have quadrupled in the past few weeks, and the company has begun to receive more and more dealer requests from shops looking to stock more female-friendly concealed carry gear. And lots of dealers are putting in big orders. They are suddenly wanting orders, and they want them now, Little added. And the article goes on. And it gets into the background check numbers and stuff like that. I guess I can look at it real quick. The Federal Bureau of Investigation National Instant Criminal Background Check System reported unadjusted figures of 3.7 million background checks in March of 2020. Now, we know, those numbers could be a transfer. They could be an application that was failed or multiple applications on the same gun. But that was a 42.4% jump from unadjusted FBI NICS figures in March of 2019. Handguns accounted for 1.3 million NICS checks, the majority of gun purchases. So there's a lot of good things about this. Obviously, anytime we can bring new gun owners into the community, I mean, it's a good thing, whether it's a first-time buyer or, and myself included. I've got a female member of the family that is going to be getting her first handgun, and she got it because she wants to feel safe, and she understands that, we've got a Constitution and a Second Amendment right to bear arms, and she didn't even understand the process initially of what it takes to buy a handgun. She didn't understand the point of a purchase certificate for Nebraska if you got to turn around and go through a background check anyway. And we said, well, that's welcome to the world of being a gun owner. So, but I mean, I think it's a good thing, especially if we're looking at the numbers that are sometimes against us, like the Moms Demand Action Group and stuff like that. Anytime we can start to bring more females into the mix of gun owners. Dude, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing. So Nice Strike, you're looking at an increase in female holsters. Major increase in the sales of female holsters. And so, while we might not know the numbers specifically of new women gun owners, this is definitely a sign that that things are changing. Let's just hope that they understand that right and want to support it. And it's not just kind of a selfish purchase just for the idea themselves,
I was just going to comment that my sister, who is 5 years older than me, she's handicapped. She's crippled, arthritis. She's in poor shape, but she wants something. And I said, look, sis, you need a 22. Okay. And for home defense, close range, because she couldn't handle the recoil of a 9mm. You know what I mean? And
about 380.
That really is not much better than a lot of guns, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm seriously.
Okay, let's go back. 32 ACP.
I'm seriously, my sister recoil. But we started looking for cool little 22 pistols, and I forgot about the Taurus TX22, and I think I'm gonna get her one. Gonna have to get her to the range and train her, and you know what I'm saying. But look, people will say, "Oh, 22 long rifle, really?" Something, because you go click and there's no recoil, and then it goes click, 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 really fast.
Well, bro, it's like I always say, I don't think anybody here on this panel wants to take 15 mini mags to the face. I don't care who you are or what you're on. That's going to really shut down your day quick. Now, unless you're hopped up on something, I'm not going to disagree that a meth head or somebody fueled up on something isn't going to feel it, but you're going to hit something vital if you unload on somebody with that kind of a capacity. And
Travis,
you know what?
I said to her, I said, look, in your condo where she lives, I said, if you're going to shoot somebody, it's about maybe 10 to 12 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just go bang, 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 and put them all in center mass, yeah, that's center mass, lung and heart, center mass. You really don't have to aim a whole lot, just point shoot. I don't hear.
Chances are the first two shots make them run away if she even hits them. That's what chances are. Now, you can argue all day, but I think it's great, man. That's a good gun for her. If she can handle it, it's better than nothing. and it's going to be a tool that protects her. End of day, end of story.
Yep.
If she can handle a 22, great.
Yep.
Yeah, Ghost Tactical just did a video on that this week.
Yes, he did. I watched it. It was on 22 long rifle. He had a 1022 and a bullpup kind of stock, and it's like dude, I've protected my house with a 22 long rifle many times. I never had to use it, but I've shot them all my life. I know that it. All right. A disclaimer: I will not say that a deer was killed with a 22 long rifle. Okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah, went through one rib and out the other side through another rib. Okay, disclaimer. Anyway, point being is, for somebody to say a 22 long, the only problem with 22 long rifle is rim fire. So buy good ammo.
Well, and that's why I was going to say it's probably better you went 22 LR versus 32 or 25 ACP, just because there's a lot more, in my opinion, reliable 22 long rifle handguns on the market you can choose from Smith & Wesson or Taurus versus 25 or 32 ACPs from a lot of the old, Ring of Fire companies and stuff like that. So yeah, you might have you might have a more powerful round, but gun reliability, I'd rather put my life in the hands of a Smith & Wesson like M&P 22 instead of whatever Jimenez 25 ACP or whatnot.
I could tell you a story about Jimenez 20 or 25 that we shot at a 2x4 and it bounced off and hit me in the leg. So
God.
25.
Well, here's the thing too. Think about it. By using that Taurus, you're going to get a good velocity. You've got 4.5 inch barrel on that thing.
Right.
You're going to really, versus a little snub nose, little pocket pistol thing.
Yeah, the pocket pistol is made for 2 inches away. Seriously,
don't roll out like a 38 special, because you can get that light recoil ammo. You can get reduced recoil 38 special in a revolver. It'd be a little expensive maybe to get that gun, but if you want a little more potent round, because you can get critical defense in a reduced recoil load, so it's not quite as punishing to practice with at the range.
No, 38 special. The right loads. Remember, 38 special plus P became 357 Magnum. But anyway.
No. They make Hornady makes a reduced recoil round, so it's not quite as punishing to the user, so you can practice with it more, and it's just as potent as regular critical defense, well, close. But
that's my main thing for my sister. She cannot handle recoil at all.
Fair enough.
But like you were saying about the 25 and the Jimenez, and I said that, my brother had one. We shot it at a 2x4 and it bounced off and hit me in the leg. And I said from that, and this was when I was like 15, I went, I'm not going to trust a 25 in my life.
I've got the Smith & Wesson 22 compact, and since I've had it, I haven't had any issues at all. I've got
pretty good, man. I heard they're decent.
When did Rob get
misfire, nothing like that. I would honestly trust it. And being semi-automatic, if it doesn't go, bang, rack it out and run another one. But I would say that it's perfect if she can wield it, then go for it. So it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
When did Two Live Moo get here?
What?
When did New York Outcast and Two Live Moo get here? I did not see them here earlier.
I've been here a while.
Yeah, when you did the Brady Bunch format, Rob was in there. I came in to screw it all up.
I didn't see Rob. So. Rob was hiding in the bushes, Vietnam style.
He's hiding in the bushes, New York style.
I thought the NO stood for New Orleans.
That means no see me.
Outcast, yeah.
And as far as all those gun laws prior, I would just like to say shall not be infringed. That should sum up everything.
That should, shouldn't it? It should.
Yeah.
So, hey, Duke, you there?
You know it, brother.
All right. We're gonna shift topics. You know what we were talking about before the pre-chat? Why don't we revisit that?
Which one?
Michigan.
The
Flint.
shooting? Yeah, the Flint. And there was
I wasn't here for the chat. Come on.
I want you to cover it. Can you cover it?
Yeah, sure. So a couple days ago, at a local dollar store, there. So the order in Michigan is still that you have to wear a mask anywhere you go. You go into any business, all businesses are required that anyone that goes in them has to wear a mask. There was a security guard stationed at the establishment. Couple patrons came in. He told them that they needed to wear masks. There was an argument about them not wearing masks. They left. 20 minutes later, they returned and shot him. And the female that was with him was caught. It's the mother, her boyfriend, her husband, and son are on the run, armed and dangerous right now. So it's a horrible thing, super sad, and crazy that it's premeditated. They got into an argument, left, came back 20 minutes later, and shot this poor guy. It's just horrible. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah,
I'm so sick over the whole issue.
father of like 9 children.
Yeah, it's so sad, man.
Yeah, that was in our
These-
nice armpit of Michigan, which is Flint.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the whole
you
thing
mean-
is just.
Wait a minute, Flint, where they have the great water.
Yes, exactly. He's been drinking the water.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's a whole nother
It's so
issue.
it's just so bad.
It's a horrible area over there. There's been tons of shootings over there. There's a part. It's right across from the U of M Flint, but it's just a horrible area over there on that side. Nothing but crime, and man, I just feel bad for this guy. I feel bad for his family. I feel bad that that's what he died over was a
Right.
dispute over a mask.
Mhm.
And man, it's and then I mean, a couple weeks ago, some guy at the Walmart starts shooting in the air and then blows his head off in front of like a bunch of people. That's a whole nother thing that happened in Clio, Michigan, which is just north of Flint. So it's getting
Wow,
kind of
that-
crazy over here.
Wow.
I
I
never heard
would say
nothing
so.
about that.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
Oh yeah, so it was during it was just when the line started. So it was when Walmart was only allowing so many people. This guy was outside in the parking lot, started waving a pistol around. People started freaking out, jumps on top of a car, and shoots himself in the head in front of about 200 people.
Well,
Was he a legal gun owner?
I never got the full story. I'm out of the loop right now. I moved up north, so I'm not in much of the loop of getting all the info. And but I know I talked to somebody who saw it, and it was pretty intense.
I'm just gonna say dumbass, but anyway.
I'm worried about the effects of the COVID-19, what it's going to have on people. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more issues like that with a lot of people with depression and things like that. But man, I don't know. We'll see the effects in the next 6 months, I think.
I agree, dude. I agree totally.
I was gonna totally agree that this thing is the way that it's affecting people socially in their lives, and it's a total disruption of the way things normally go, and
Yep. And we really haven't seen the effects because we haven't seen any of the economic effects yet. We won't see those for another 6 months to a year. But I'm saying even like I said, this is going to change people when you go out, when they want to be around people. Who knows what this could do? This could change things for a lot of people. I don't know.
I'm really worried about kids too. I mean, just the isolation they're already isolating themselves anyway when they're living their daily lives, but it's even more so when they can't even hang around their friends, be in school, can't be around other people, And I'm not gonna, and I'm not talking about the homeschooling thing at all. I'm just saying, just not being able to just hang with their friends. I mean, that right there, because they do hang out. I mean, kids go walk in the park and they go chilling and they go to the mall. And I mean, that's part of growing up. I would not want to go through my childhood not being able to socialize with other kids or even just hang out with other friends. I mean, that would suck, man. Let's say it right now.
My daughter's a senior in high school. She's climbing the walls. No prom.
No graduation.
No commencement. Although she did graduate early, but
start your freshman year in college online. That's exciting. Jesus.
Oh, I know. I don't know what's going to happen this fall.
Or any program for that matter. I mean, a lot of these kids won't even get to go to the campuses and start the hands-on stuff.
Missing out on all that experience. I know.
Yeah.
In my area, a lot of the kids are still running around like nothing's going on. You know, 1 out of 3 in a group here that runs around the street wears a mask, but it's, you know, on their
Yeah,
chin. But
yeah.
they're nonstop running back and forth down to the dollar store and this and that, riding scooters, basically like it's summer break or something.
Well, and it's a hard place to be. It really is, because half of, and this is just being real honest, half of me is like what the heck? This is just overblown. This isn't that big of a deal. And the other half of me is freaking out, thinking, man, we're not doing enough. This is going to kill everybody in 6 months when it comes back even harder. It's a hard place to find because you really can't find solid information on either side. A lot of stuff is coming
I'll tell you
through
this,
that is
hey,
not being
I'll tell you right
deciphered
now,
well. And that's
my old man works in a beef packing plant, and I'm not going to say where or which one, but there's a lot of his friends are getting sick, and there's a lot of people calling in, and he, you know, he's scared. He's in his, what is he, in his 60s at this point? I mean, I have a young dad, but got some health issues. And I mean, we've had people in Nebraska die from this. There's people in these packing plant communities that are dying from it. I mean, I know this, it's in my local news. So that part kind of scares me, you know, what's going to happen, especially the older population. So and look, right now,
this stuff always comes back.
3 of our major beef packing plants in Nebraska have closed up, and you're already starting to have trouble finding red meat on the shelves right now. I'm just saying.
So,
I mean, yeah.
So speaking of Nebraska, out there in the YouTube side, we've got everyone's favorite firearms dealer in Nebraska. SS Pawn Stan is out there, you know, in the YouTube bleachers. So everyone say hi to Stan.
And the man.
And I posted a question out there on YouTube. You guys might want to go answer that question that I posted. If you find my channel, there's a survey I want you guys to take. Because I'm going to give Stan some business here.
Well, Travis, you could always say, you know, at the start of Caliber Corner, live from the SS Pawn recording studio.
Ooh, there you go.
This is Caliber Corner.
Yes. There you go. Well, and I do mention the store in every episode. We like to make sure we get the plug out there. You guys need to check it out. Hey, man, I've saved a lot of money buying guns, man. What can I say? Everybody else can too. So
I just wish there was an FFL cool like Stan here in South Carolina, but apparently there isn't. Stan's one of a kind.
You got to get out there, man. You got to go get out in the community and see if there's anybody out there that'll work with you, or, you know.
Nobody wants to work. That's the problem.
Hey, Travis,
Yo.
Did you get moved? Did you get moved? New teaching job, all that?
Oh, yeah. I'm hooked up for the fall, man. I'm ready to go. Yep.
Awesome.
Speaking of Travis moving, if you haven't done so already, go to Travis P11's channel and check out the countertop review of his countertop.
No, a tabletop review of a counter. It's a tabletop review and range test of the countertop.
Tabletop review of a countertop.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna self plug and put it in the chat so people can go check it out later.
I'll do you one better, and I'll do you one better and show you the countertop I made with marble tile. And it does.
Travis went all nothing fancy on it.
Yeah, but you don't have that beautiful green linoleum glow that I brought for the last 4 years to the world. So
nothing fancy.
Dude, that's not the point, man. That's not the point. So I'm gonna post that link. You guys can check it out. By the way, I did it in like 2 takes. I really did not think it through. So, and I want to re-edit it and re-release the second version because there's one little change I want to make to it. So I might be doing that. Just let people know. But I don't know if you'd check out the subtle differences. But there you go, guys. Click on that link later.
Did you post it? I don't see it out there.
Oh, yeah, there it is. It's out there. It's out there in the chat right now. Yep.
So check
range test and tabletop review of my countertop. I should have premiered that one, but I would literally filmed it the night before we moved everything out. It was like 10:30 at night. No, I got up at 5:30 in the morning and filmed it. So I was a little groggy. That's probably why.
So Travis, when are you going to review the new countertop?
Already done that. It's already shown up in several videos. I can't review it until it proves itself worthy. You can't just do that. The countertop's gotta have a presence. It's gotta, be it's gotta be part of your trademark, part of your character. It's
Did you tell the countertop you're not worthy?
Are you gonna
waiting?
I haven't graced it with its own review yet. So yeah.
Yes.
Are you gonna hook your countertop to the back of your truck and drag it down the driveway and then put it in the freezer and drop it?
Are you gonna throw it up 20 feet in the air and let it fall on the ground to see if it still works?
This one's marble, so it's a lot more fragile than the old linoleum one was. From the old house. The old house is bomb-proof, man. You could do anything on that thing. It wouldn't matter.
I hate
it would not matter. Yep, I think that's Italian.
It might be.
It's Italian.
It's a statue, Night Strike. It's a statue.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I am aware.
Statue. Anyway, yeah. Yep.
So I got a couple more articles we can go over.
Let's do it.
Side.
Which one? Better people. We're doing extra long edition for people here.
We are.
Director's cut. Calvert Corner.
Just do
there
it.
we go. People can complain about that. Anyways, here we're gonna cover the first one. I'm gonna go over it a little bit, but apparently, what people don't know is they made hemp legal to plant again. They let the people plant hemp back in the 40s, some of the 50s, because we needed rope for World War II and the Korean War. And they told people they couldn't grow it anymore because they'd make rope out of something else. But the problem is, nowadays, people still need rope and other things, so they're using hemp for clothing now as well. So the government has allowed you to grow hemp again. Okay, and this is the federal government. It's
okay. I'm just going to tell you this. Hemp is the male marijuana.
You can't smoke hemp. You don't get high. No, you can't.
Hemp. But hemp is the male. If you're into horticulture, it's the male marijuana. In other words,
anyways, with that said, a Colorado couple ended up in a fight for their lives after their hemp farm was targeted by 4 home invaders who apparently believed the couple was growing cannabis. Thankfully, the couple were both armed and prepared to defend themselves, though the pair say they're still shaken by what happened. Charlie and Zariah San Martin have run their 40-acre hemp farm for about a year and haven't had any trouble until Wednesday evening as the couple were getting ready for bed. That's when they heard the sound of someone trying to get in the front door of their rural home in El Paso County. This is in Colorado. All right. Charlie ran to the bedroom, grabbed his gun, and shouted for the strangers to identify themselves. When no one answered, he fired a shot through the door, which he probably shouldn't have done that because you're not supposed to fire a warning shot. But
and firing a shot through the door before they're actually inside, bad idea.
Yeah, but
were they kicking their way in? Or were they trying to
someone pounded on the back door. Another broke through a window in a bedroom. The stranger ran from the bedroom, saw Charlie with his gun, and scrambled up to the attic space. Charlie shot blankly into the ceiling, desperately hoping to scare the gang away. It was a really scary situation, Charlie recalled. He remembered hearing gunshots all around the house, but miraculously wasn't hit. A few minutes of chaotic crossfire, and the 4 men finally fled, Charlie said. When sheriff deputies arrived, Charlie said they found hundreds of bullet casings scattered around the outside of the property. As the Heritage Foundation's Amy Swearer pointed out on Twitter,
hundreds.
So much for the argument that no one needs more than 10 rounds to protect themselves.
Hundreds.
That wasn't a New York City police officer that lived there.
No. The couple are okay, and the El Paso County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate. It sounds like despite the number of rounds fired, there's no evidence that any of the armed suspects were hit by the San Martins as they returned fire. Or at least there's no mention of anyone showing up at local hospitals with gunshot wounds.
Hundreds of rounds fired outside, hundreds of shell casings, and nobody was hit ever. Oh, come on.
Somebody needs to
don't believe fake news. What? Oh, my God.
This guy was taking Joe Biden's advice to heart, and he went outside, and instead of 2 shotgun blasts, he just dumped 100 rounds in the air.
Good
we only have 4 more
Uncle
paragraphs.
Joe.
All right, let me finish. All right. So Robert Trujillo, who's a business partner of the hemp farmers, says neighbors had warned the couple that they needed better security for their rural farm, noting that legal cannabis grow operations can be found throughout the county and are a popular target for criminals. Gee, I wonder why. It's just so brazen, Trujillo said. He wondered if the farm's new greenhouse attracted unwanted attention. We've never experienced this before. Along with security cameras, extra lighting, motion sensors, Trujillo added he intends to put up a sign on the land that says hemp farm in capital letters to tell future would-be assailants, we're broke, he joked. It's ridiculous that we have to do that. It is ridiculous but criminals aren't known exactly for being the sharpest knives in the drawer. It might not be a bad idea to put up a sign letting any would-be home invaders know that there are no bags of cannabis to be harvested from the hemp farm. But it would be an even better idea to restock on ammunition and get in some range time in case the unthinkable happens again.
Night Strike.
Yeah.
You know what makes me laugh the most? Is
What?
the Darwin Award for criminals. The Darwin Award. Really.
That's almost a daily that they're going to get, though. That's the problem. Is where do you you know,
stupid? What? Yeah. Come on.
Pretty much.
Yeah, really. And the thing is, you're saying marijuana farms. They're hemp farmers. They're
hemp
the
farm,
male
hemp
plant.
Farm, hemp is different than cannabis. Just putting that out there.
Hemp. I'm trying to tell you, dude. Hemp is the male plant that does not produce any intoxicating. Okay, that's the male plant of marijuana. Hemp.
No,
okay,
it's probably industrial hemp that they're growing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So these guys are rating it, and it's like, what are you stupid?
Maybe they thought they're going to pull off like a massive ditchweed sale or something. Like they were going to do bricks and bricks of it and do a one-time deal and then try to escape the country, you know, and sell it to a bunch of middle school kids that don't know anything different. Yeah, some high school kids that think they're actually getting lit, you know.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that's the mentality. And that might have been what they were thinking, which brilliant, just a bad idea.
Did you guys happen to see this? Was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, I caught the article where some Marine that a bunch of kids broke in and stormed his place, and one had a rifle, and he grabbed the rifle and pretty much he did what he was trained to do. He grabbed the rifle and he used the butt of the rifle. He grabbed it from the kid and smashed his windpipe, and the kid died. And then there's
beat him to death with his own rifle. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then there's this big massive protest by the black community, like, oh, he was a good kid. And I'm like, no, he wasn't.
He broke into somebody's house, grabbed somebody's gun, pointed at the person, and was killed.
Bad parenting?
Armed invader.
Oh my God.
How much more? I don't. Again, this boggles my freaking mind. It really
should have just gave it to him.
It bothers me, man. It just drives me nuts. I don't get it. Oh man, it wasn't like the kid was lost and needed directions. Where's the whatever? Where's the apartment at? You know. Oh man,
the sad thing is come to find out, it was like 2 or 3 people that broke in. He stopped them, but there was like 5 or 6 in the background that didn't. You know what I mean? And it's like all these, and they were all like 16,
the way it goes down.
And it's like, what the bad parenting, bad. Dude, I never even thought it's at 15 or 16 years old to go rob somebody or break. What? Oh.
A home invasion I was in, there was 3 teenagers with a gun, and that's basically knocked on the back door. Girl answered the back door, had a gun to her head. That was pretty much a wrap. So it's not that uncommon that there's more than one. A lot of people say that's not the case, but honestly, in the cities, that tends to be the case.
Well, yeah, that's don't get me started on big cities, because Big cities are a bunch of sheeple living on top of a bunch of other sheeple.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's wolves everywhere, baby.
Yeah, well, it is, but let's look at this old COVID shit. Sorry, Night Strike, COVID crap. Look at New York City and
That's it. We're docking you.
You're doxing me.
30-minute detention. 30-minute detention.
We're docking you. Not docs. Doc.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not
that you're getting paid, but we're docking you if you were.
Yeah, I don't get paid for anything other than doing what anyway. Look at the big cities, man. People live on top of people, and of course you're gonna have more virus or any. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just glad I live in a smaller town. You know what I mean? I've lived in big cities twice in my life, Kansas City and Columbus, Ohio. Nope. I don't know how to do it. Nope.
Well, the multiple invader thing can happen anywhere. That's happened in Nebraska several times where people have been in farmhouses and somebody knew that they had something that they wanted and 3 people busted down the door or 2 people showed up and, overpowered the homeowner. So it can happen anywhere. Which is even more the reason why you need a standard capacity firearm with a decent number of rounds.
Standard capacity. Yeah.
Farm that's got a good standard capacity, 30 rounds for standard capacity for that AR, 17 for your Glock 17 or 17 or 18
for whatever pistol you decide. Yeah.
There you go. You go. Don't settle for anything less.
Travis, you're so true because you look at everything that's going on around the country and big city, small city, blah, blah, blah. And, it's funny. I heard somebody say it was in a chat, I don't know, last week. They live in Wyoming and they're like, social distancing? Shit, that's just normal.
Well, yeah. But I mean, even when they go to public places, the few places that have electricity there, they still got to make sure they maintain 6 feet
they got
each other.
Not a lot of people live in Wyoming. That's
the Pony Express station or the local telegraph station or the windmill where they get their water. I mean, that you got to make sure you got those tape lines down. So.
Oh man, I missed the Pony Express.
Yep.
So, for people wondering, there is an update on the PS9 Dagger from PSA.
Oh my God, dude, that's breaking news. Why don't you do a video on this, Night Strike? What is wrong with you?
Because I just got this just a second ago. So
I'm sorry, that's 2020's holy grail of pistols. Everybody and their dog's gonna buy one, and they don't even want one, or need one.
They've stated as of March 27th, 2020, the PS9 Dagger pistols are ready to be released. However, current events have thrown a wrench in the works. PSA relies on a number of suppliers for parts and materials. According to PSA, some of those parts have been delayed due to quarantines. As a result, the company aims to begin shipping pistols in early May. So probably they'll make an official statement about this either this week or next week about when they're going to start shipping the pistols. But that's what they're aiming for.
They are going to freaking sell unless they have a million of them on standby. They're going to sell out so fast. It's going to be crazy,
dude.
I guarantee it.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of the rifles barely pop up for sale anyway.
Right.
All the holdups are probably due to Glock. They're probably trying to stand in the way, stop the trucks.
No, it's not. It's because of the quarantines.
That's what they tell you, but I bet you it's Glock.
Well, they're getting third party parts. They're not using Glock parts. They're using third party parts. So.
True, but people like me that I don't like Glock because of the cost. Other than that,
I don't either. But
I think they should be cheaper because that's was the initial intention. So now with this PSA Dagger coming out, I would probably buy one of those.
I want a Dagger because a $299 Glock. Yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Pretty sweet. So,
yes, I know. I live in the state of South Carolina, same state as PSA. So yes, I'm going to have to pay for tax. I'm also going to have to pay for shipping, probably unless they have some in store. If they have them in store, I'll just go down to the store and pick them up. But regardless, I'm still going to have to pay taxes. The only thing I won't have to pay is an FFL transfer fee, because if you ship the firearm to the PSA store, you can go down and pick it up, and they won't charge you an FFL transfer fee.
All right, I'm on my way. Let's do this.
Because
Wait a minute, I got to drive to South Carolina, right?
They do it
Road
because
trip.
they realize that if they do that, more than likely you're going to spend that $25 or $35 or whatnot, that you would normally spend for a transfer fee on buying ammunition or accessories for said firearm in the store. And more often than not, guess what? They're right.
What they need to do is they need to put a tab on their website for the dagger. I mean, people would get addicted to that button on their website.
It would crash their website, man.
It would bring them a lot of traffic, though. I mean, that's, yep.
Well, traffic doesn't necessarily mean money, unfortunately. Unless there's something to be purchased, traffic doesn't mean anything.
Dude, if I'm clicking a tab 50 times a day, there's a reason why I'm in the market for something. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you there. I want one too, but I haven't gotten stimulus, so I'm not doing so well right now. So
You haven't gotten stimulated?
I
You didn't get your Trump check?
No, I haven't gotten any stimulus whatsoever. I filed 2019 taxes, but the other issue is, hey, guess what? I haven't been working either right now. I've been out of the job.
Go to IRS, Trump, stimulus. What?
I've already done everything that I need to. The problem is, I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. I may not get it, and I'm doing worse off than probably Honda is, even though
guess what? I was doing worse off, and I got my Trump check yesterday. I'm just saying, dude, go apply.
Nice, Ricky. You should. Have you gone to the website yet and put the information in to ask for?
I filed
to
taxes last weekend.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay, then it's going to be about 4 weeks because we paid our taxes like the 19th of April, and I just got a notice this morning. Well, I logged in this morning, and I just found out it's going to be deposited tomorrow.
And you don't owe child support or anything because
not that I know of. No, not that.
No, not you, Travis.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I
was not there. I swear to God,
have a wife. I don't have kids. Thank God.
Then you should.
Night Strike and Travis both owe me money.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
the thought of a baby Night Strike running around is terrifying.
No, it's not, because he'll say, "Shut up, being friends."
New York Outcast. I've never been to New York, so I can't say that I'm not your father.
Shall not be in bridge. What?
I've got
not what my mother says. Not what she says.
Geez. Well, Cabo back in '93.
Extra credit after class. I don't know.
Don't even go
well, you never know. I might be related to New York Outcast because I got family in New York. So yeah.
Just kidding.
See, there you go. So Nice Strike's probably your poppy. So yep.
No, I'm probably his cousin or something. That's probably how it goes.
Whoa, wait a minute. What? That's even weirder.
Yeah. Well, what's the quote from Spaceballs?
Everything's quotable in Spaceballs.
No. You know what? Darth Helmet says, "I'm your something, something." What does that make us?
Sisters, mothers, cousins. Yeah, what does that make us? Absolutely nothing. Yep.
I don't know. I see the resemblance.
Exactly what you're about to become.
Like.
So.
Don't order the special.
So, anyways, we still got time. Do you guys want to go on with another topic?
Well, I got a question.
Budget.
If anybody needs to jump out, go ahead. It's fine. Question, Duke Liberty, what's going on?
Yeah, I just I picked up a couple of guns today. Did some really awesome trades, and I picked up a Glock 31 357 SIG. I've never owned one.
Good for you.
Any got any tips for me there, Travis, or anybody else?
First, watch my range test on it. Well, I got whatever the Glock 19 equivalent is of the 357 SIG. That's the one that I tested. So I don't know if that's the 31 or
Okay.
the 32. My Glocks are always mixed up.
31 is the full size.
Okay, then I would have fired that's more of the G17 size one. I fired
Yep.
the G19. Stout recoil, but it's accurate as hell. A lot of fun to shoot.
I like my P320.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I fired
I
the
didn't.
SIG 357 SIG ammo through it, the SIG brand ammo, but
I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get a Glock in a SIG caliber because it just feels wrong. I mean,
well, I'm a Glock guy, so I get that. I get that.
I'd rather have a Glock in, what was it, 45 gap?
Ooh, I saw one of those. I wasn't into that. I got a Glock that's in 45 ACP.
Because that
21.
round was specifically made for that gun. So that
right, I get that.
And 357 SIG was specifically made for SIG pistols. So that's my reasoning. It may not be right. It may not be, kosher, but that's how I see it. Okay, my personal opinion.
But dude, there's so many bullets. Every round had its origination with one particular model of gun, though.
And it just boggles me why someone would want to, I see Yankees done this, and I'm not trying to point him out as an example, but Yankees taken some of his Berettas and converted them to 357 SIG too.
Dude, that's a great idea. It's a fantastic.
Yeah, it's because I want a strong round. I want a strong round in a platform that I'm familiar with. So there you go.
It's a laser beam, dude. It's a fantastic round.
I just don't like it in a Beretta. It feels wrong.
It doesn't matter. Nice strike. That's not the point. That's not. I know.
I know. And I'm
look, we fire 45 long colt through my wife's Taurus circuit judge. I mean, come on, man.
I understand. I'm different. Different strokes for different folks. I get it. If you want something ridiculous, go ahead and make it. If it's not already out there for you. I understand that, but I just don't think it's just not for me. Okay, I mean the furthest I'm going to go is if I buy a SIG, it's in 40 Smith & Wesson. I buy the 357 SIG barrel for it and swap it out because that's what it's intended for.
I'm going to go this far. Don't chastise me, but I think Glocks are overrated.
They are.
Yeah, it's totally cool. Yeah. I'm not upset at that. I mean, I get it. It's just the aesthetics I like. It's the kind of gun I prefer. I carry it for work, so I enjoy it all around. And you know what? The reason why I liked Glock in the first place was from The Walking Dead, because Shane had a Glock 17, and I thought that was the best character. So there you go. That's where it all started. No shame.
Right on, Shane.
Like
I said, nothing wrong with Glock, but people hype them like, oh, it's the best pistol ever. I'm like,
oh, dude, I hear it every day. My wife carries SIG, and I hear it every single day.
Glocks,
it's no big deal,
great,
man.
Go for it. But if you don't like Glocks, then you're not going to lose any sleep over it. But I'm more of a SIG guy than I am a Glock guy because I just like SIGs more. Because they have more of the 1911 look than a Glock does. That's why.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm a 1911 guy. And, the 1911 I have holds about 15 rounds, but, that's pretty good for 45 ACP. And okay, but you can't beat a 1911 trigger. You just, a good 1911 trigger, you just can't beat it. And okay. And no,
yes, you can beat a
double stack.
Yes, you can beat a 1911 trigger. It's called Jerry Michalek. That's how.
Yeah, you ever meet the guy? I actually met the guy.
He's an X-Men. It doesn't count. Nice, Ricky. You take regular human beings, all right?
I can't use a gun superhero.
No.
Hey, Night Strike, did you ever fire Jerry Michalek's revolvers? I did back in the day.
I've never known.
Long story, about 35 years. Well, about 30 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Grandpa.
Jerry. Yeah, shut up, fucker.
Is that before you went to prison?
No, I never went to prison.
Dude, you're in your 50s back then. They let you handle guns at that age?
Yes, they did.
Oh, man, that's cold.
Wow.
Flash the AARP card. They handed it over, man.
Yeah. No,
Used to be one of the laws.
Yeah, I'm getting old too.
Okay, let him tell his story. Okay, go and tell
All right,
your
let's
story.
hear it. Let's hear the story. Story time.
Okay, I work for Firearms Unlimited gun store range back in the day. We had Jerry come out. He was probably early to mid 30s. He come out. He was already competing professionally, blah, blah, blah. He came out, put on an exhibition, and I said to Jerry, I said, hey, man, what are you shooting? And he's shooting his reloads, and it's a box of freaking mixed, reloads, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, hey, Jerry, can I shoot your gun? He said, sure, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I shot it about 1/10 the speed he could shoot it at. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Jerry's a cool.
Which one? Which gun? Do you remember?
Oh, crap. It was a Smith & Wesson revolver. I cannot remember which model. My God, dude, that's been almost 40 years ago.
Well, if it was 40 years ago, it was what, a Model 10?
It might have been. It might have been. But
it's all they had back then, right?
I can tell you this. The trigger on that gun was double action.
Yeah.
Just double action was so smooth. It was like bloop, bloop, bloop.
It wasn't a Model 29, was it?
No, it wasn't a 44. It was 38 357. But yeah. And I can tell you this, Jerry, if you ever get a chance to meet the guy and hang out and talk with him, and I'm not bragging because I ain't talked with him in 30 some years, but cool dude, just down to earth, cool dude. You know what I mean? It's just he's you, me, and everybody else. You know what I mean?
He's superhuman, man. He's the thing that legends are made of.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter's in the shooting as well because she does competition.
Oh yeah, his daughter, his wife.
Yeah.
It's in that DNA.
Yeah. Right.
We start cloning him.
Jerry Michalek is the Yngwie Malmsteen of guns. He's not an actual human being. He's a machine.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking
more machine than man, twisted and fast.
You're talking.
Assuming you guys all seen his world record.
Yngwie.
Yeah, I know. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I know.
And that revolver shooting with the reload that he did there. I mean, that was fast. I don't know. I assume everybody's seen that, but if you haven't seen it, there's YouTube videos on it. I'd recommend people check it out because that's pretty jaw dropping with a revolver. So,
oh, dude, he's so fast. It's just like
like you're probably gonna have to watch it twice or 2-3 times.
Well,
wait a minute, what? So,
the thing is
that kind of fast.
I got to shoot his super fast handgun and all that, and yes, the trigger was great. I bet you I wasn't even
30?
Close, nowhere close to how quick that guy could shoot and accurate. And I'm like, and this is when Jerry was in his 30s. You know what I'm saying? I was in my 20s. He was in his 30s. I'm like, holy crap.
He's still pretty damn fast.
Yeah, he's in his 60s. He's 65 or something, and I'm 53. Yeah, you know what I mean? But just phenomenal. I
know. You're old.
Shut up. Dork.
Sorry, I have to
respect your elders.
I have to make a joke. Oh, I respect him. I just have to give him a little bit of crap sometimes.
Yeah, well, something. I take it with a badge of honor because get to my age and yeah, you know what I'm saying. Brother.
You need a few laughs, man. You gotta laugh a little in life and
yes.
Yes.
If you cannot laugh,
no.
Right.
Plus, that age you got to take it however you can get it. So
just keep doing what you're doing, right?
Right
That
on.
just must be a bad joke, bad timing.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty awful.
What do we got here? Did you see David Ramirez's comment out there in the chat?
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at what the list for the banned firearms in Canada, and oh my god, they literally went and scoured the internet and listed everything, even if they don't sell it in the country, they banned it anyways. Like
How many Canadians
They
are going to
banned
try to
AR-15.com as well.
immigrate to the U.S.?
They've banned guns that aren't even being produced anymore,
like MG34,
like Olympic arms.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's ridiculous. Armorlight too, even though Armorlight is a company now again, but again, it's not the original Armorlight. It's just another company that's using the name. Anyways, regardless, they're banning Arms Corps. You know, what's the other one? What's one of the other companies? They're banning, well, of course, DPMS and Bushmaster,
which are not even in production anymore.
Which aren't even in production anymore.
They won't even be getting them in a couple months. So hey, here I'll put that on the internal chat for you guys if you want to see the link of the different guns that are being banned.
They're banning all the Gilboas, the Palmetto State Armories, which how did they get PSA rifles up there? I don't think PSA even sells to Canada.
I wonder. Here's the thing. I wonder if they put that on their list. So if they bust somebody with one of those guns, they can throw extra charges at them, saying you're using a gun that not only you can't own, it's also on a banned list, which gets you additional punishment because you know you're not supposed to have. I mean, they could do it for that reason. Because I mean, they're going to get a lot of smuggled guns across the border, and I can guarantee you that there's going to be a variety of brands, and you could get some PSAs. That, I mean, because there's so many of them out there that are sold that could be stolen or could end up on the black market.
Yeah, I'm not
You
sure
look at
what
the
the
volumes
law
supplier.
is for Canadians purchasing like out of the country or something, but I know a lot of Canadians travel to New York, going down to Florida every year as well. So possible they could pick something up here and bring it home. So maybe that's why it would be banned for people.
They're listing everything on the market.
There.
Well, the biggest thing is he's wanting to ban everything, and they're
banning all the Russian anti-tank rifles.
Wait a minute, the guy that committed all them crimes broke like 17 laws, and he had this gun that he stole from here and here and here and here. Never let a crisis go to waste, even though that you had 17 laws in place that said he couldn't do this, and now we're going to make another law that restricts law-abiding people.
We got to remember their end game.
And the polychecks.
Listen, the end game is not to make sense. The end game is to disarm the population.
The end game,
plain and flat out. They want everyone.
In theory, then they should ban cops from having guns, right?
The end game is control, total control. That's the end game.
Yeah. Yep. It's ridiculous. I don't even want to go over this list anymore because some of the stuff they're listing, it's like, how would a person get a hold of that? Anyways, like. They've even got a howitzer listed. How in the hell is someone going to get a howitzer?
They have 69 pages of banned guns with 2 columns on each side of each page. Dude, that's crazy.
I bet you I can find a howitzer. It might not be legal, but
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
The point being is, if we want to do it, we're going to find a way, correct? Because no laws are going to stop us from that, correct? You see where I'm coming? It's like, you can pass all the laws you want. It's bad people are going to do bad things, and they don't give a crap about any law that you pass. It's that dang simple.
So I guess the $75 Canadian, or those SKSs they always brag about being able to buy up there, that's done now, huh? Because I watch some Canadian gun channels, and they talk about how they can go up to their local sporting goods store and go pick up an SKS for $200 or $150, and they get the Norinkos, and well, not anymore, bro.
Actually, that's shit. For $150 for a Norinco SKS.
Yeah, because they were still importing them. They're still available. You know, they can get some guns that we can't anymore. They still have them imported in their country.
Price. What?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
There's an old saying in Latin, but basically the translation is, when catapults are outlawed, only outlaws will have catapults. And in this situation, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns.
What about trebuchets? That's kind of a
Trebuchets, yeah.
It's kind of a catapult, but it's better catapult. Anyway,
it doesn't matter. Only outlaws will have them.
Okay, I'm gonna go build one.
Go ahead.
I might.
I don't know where in Ohio you'll be able to shoot
guillotine
one,
years
good luck.
ago. Had to build a guillotine years ago. It's not that difficult. There's actually blueprints you can find online.
There's probably a YouTube video shows you how to do it.
Some of them, yeah, they do. So,
hey, I'm not seeing the high point carbine though, so this might be good.
You're not looking hard enough.
I'm looking at the list right now. I'm in the highs. I'm on page 18. Good God, everything is on here.
It is on there.
There's some very expensive marks on here too. I mean, there's going to be some very unhappy people. Less bears. My God, those are custom ultimate. I mean, these are. Oh, that's their ARs apparently.
Yeah,
okay.
Those are race guns.
I bet those are cheap too, aren't they? Yeah.
No, they're not. Not even in Canadian dollars.
LWRC, dude. Those are wow.
Race guns.
There's going to be some.
Just the brands alone are, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
This is depressing as hell to look at. I was just going to check and see if there's any Skies on here, but they don't do any semi-auto rifles. So
yeah, budget.
Thank God. True. All right.
Yeah. But
Norinkos are all on here.
Yeah.
Norinco what? Norinco.
We're done.
Oh, Type CQ 311s. I don't know what this stuff is. Norinco Type CQ semi-automatic rifle.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this: you get a Norinco AK platform,
dude. Noveski. Oh.
Good stuff, man.
Not only Vesky, Aero Precision, Palmetto State Armory, Olympic Arms, Franklin Armory,
POF,
BCS, Bravo Company. If you can name it in this country, they've even banned Delton.
The Q Honey Badger. That's like $3,500, isn't it? $4,000 gun.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They've literally gone on the deep end with this. Literally off.
And they think they're going to confiscate all these and take care of this at an average price of $200 per gun. No, they're going to drop billions.
And
what's the numbers on New Zealand? Have those numbers come in? Like, remember, like a year ago when they banned all the assault weapons? Last I heard, their numbers were super low. What was the numbers that
posted a link in the side chat. Go look at that. That's disgusting.
What makes you think that even if they do decide to compensate people for these firearms they've banned, that they'll give them anything approaching a fair price? To think that they'll even give them $200 a pop is probably ludicrous. They won't even do that.
They're quoted as saying that they're going to give them a fair price, just as Trudeau's quoted as saying a registration will never happen in Canada.
Fair determined by who?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
there's a matter of opinion.
As long as you got,
what it would cost to replace it.
As long as you got your receipt, because we all know we have our gun receipts from every gun we ever bought.
Yep.
Gee, some of you guys might, but I don't.
All mine are
I don't either. And like I said, a lot of these guns that all these government entities are going, oh, buybacks, dude, half of them are stolen.
They're going to give out $50 Timmy Hortons gift certificates.
Right.
Dude, I'd take
Look,
that 'cause I got a non-functional Jimenez J22, and I'd be happy to take a gift card for coffee.
exactly. The point being is,
Well, if you got an unfunctional one, Travis, I will give you $50 for it.
Well, there you go. You can't send
Hey,
it in
we'll
and get
give
it
you a
fixed.
gallon of syrup. Eh?
Business.
the point being is,
I thought Jimenez was still in business.
Nope.
all of our, us legal gun owners, we're not going to turn in a $600 gun that we paid our good hard-earned money for $200. Now, when we say, okay, I'm the government, and I say, oh, I'm going to, we'll give you $200 for this. Guess what? There's going to be a lot of robberies. There's going to be a lot of break-ins, and people will turn it in.
A lot of boating accidents.
Yeah, well, something. You can build a zip gun with a piece of copper and blah blah blah, and you turn it in and get $200, and it costs.
Well, that's what that guy did. That's what that guy did on YouTube. He did a video about it. He went to his buyback. He built like 4 of those homemade shotguns. And it cost him like $100.
It's oh my God. I just look at it and I'm like, oh my God, are you people that stupid? Are you that stupid? And I guess a lot of American people are that stupid. I wake up.
As long they're not going to wake up. As long as they've got McDonald's and they've got Walmart and they've got Facebook, they're not going to be woken up yet. And those things are still going on even through Corona. So most people don't care about rights and about their rights being stripped away.
I'm just going to say sheeple.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
I went to a buyback and saw a lot of
Jimenez Arms is still in business. Okay. In February this year, they filed Chapter 7. That's reorganization. That's not liquidation.
Okay. I thought they were done.
Go ahead,
Chapter
Brad.
7 is reorganization. Chapter 13 is liquidation. They're gone.
Night Strike, do you realize that Jimenez Arms has changed hands like, I don't know, 12 times or something in the past 20 years? I don't know. They had a million names and people bought them, and it was Jimenez, it was Bryco, it was Jennings, it was anyway. Let's get back to the 2A part.
Right. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I don't know where to go from there. But guys, those of you here on the panel, I did post something about New Zealand. If you want to be disgusted, it's pretty awful. If you guys want a stomach going through this, I'm going to ask someone, elect to go over the article because it's pretty bad. I don't want to go after it. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to even look at it because it'll just piss me off. And
Two Live Moo had to go to bed. He was utterly tired.
Utterly funny.
Yep. No, he's utterly tired. So, the surmise of the article is basically the New Zealand government claims it has the authority to extinguish property rights of gun owners. So, there's a lawsuit where I guess this is their NRA. The Council of Licensed Firearm Owners is suing the New Zealand government over the fact that while a compensation was provided when residents were ordered to hand over their banned firearms, they were also told to turn in their ammunition without compensation. Gun owners say that amounts to an illegal taking of property, but the New Zealand government argues that once they've banned something, you no longer have any right to keep it.
Oh, more laws. Let's make
my
more
rebuttal
laws.
would be that's precisely why we have the guns and ammunition in the first place.
Oh, spot on, hammer on head. Yeah. Look, I've gotten to the point. I just don't care. I don't care what law they pass. I ain't giving up nothing. I come and take it. Screw you people. Sorry, had enough.
But
Been dealing with crap. You tell me I'm grandpa. Okay, I'm 53, gonna be 54 this year. You call me grandpa. I've been dealing with crap since I was like 19 years, 20 years old, and
yep.
I swear to God, I came out of the womb with a gun, but I've been a shooter all my life. But when I really seriously got into shooting, started working at the gun store, all this, and I watched this, and it's like, oh, look, another silly, stupid law that does nothing. It doesn't do anything. It's not gonna. It's just restricting law-abiding people.
Yeah. So, but remember, in other countries, they don't have this thing called the Constitution, or
Yep.
well, they
Yep.
some countries have constitutions, or they have some sort of founding document. But again, in their constitutions, if they have one, none of them have this thing called the Second Amendment, and only we here in the United States have a Second Amendment, which gives us the inherently God-given right to own firearms. And unfortunately, even if you don't believe in God, you still have the right to firearms in this country. But in other countries, they do not. So keep that in mind. And with that, we're going to run through the room and let everyone say their outro. And we're going to, get the hell out of Dodge. So, though we're not here, we're not in Dodge, but here you get the point. It's an expression. Anyways, Duke, you're up. Say your outro, Duke.
Hey, man, thanks for the invite. Appreciate it as always. Great panel. Thanks, guys, for being here. And thanks for having me here. Everyone have a good night and be safe.
Yeah. Travis.
Hey, again, yes, guys, make sure you check out everybody here on the panel, and make sure that you support GunTube.org over there on Patreon. And everybody have a great night. Good stuff, man. Thank you.
Yep. Kingpin.
Shall not be infringed.
Okay. Rob?
Thanks for having me, and as Kingpin said, shall not be infringed.
Okay. Armament Naxus, Grandpa?
Shut up, you young pup. You're such a young pup, giving me crap all the time. Anyway, no, honestly, yeah, subscribe to all these people on this chat. Thank you for the invite, man. Always a good conversation, brother. Always a good conversation. So, yep, check me out on YouTube, whatever. Yeah, peace, brother.
All right. Budget, you weaseled your way in here, even though you got an invite, at the beginning. I don't know what happened, but you weaseled
I
your
was
way in.
editing video.
Uh-huh.
I was editing video and decided to drop in after I had it rendering. It's, as a matter of fact, is the turkey hunt video, so that'll be out tomorrow afternoon.
Uh-oh.
So check that out, folks.
Turkeys
And thanks
beware.
for the invite, man. Interesting chat.
Hi, Mike.
What I caught of it.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
He's part of the Mike Militia. Fellow Mike. All right, guys, check out GunTube.org. Support GunTube if you like what we're doing, like what GunTube's doing. If you don't like what GunTube is doing, well then don't. If you like what I do, Night Strike, support me on Patreon. If you don't, well then don't. And with that, we're gonna get the hell out of Dodge. So thank you all for watching. This was Hit or Miss. Shall not be infringed.
My Gripthar's hammer, you shall be avenged.
Give them the bird.
Peace to all. Stay 2A strong.
Cluck off.
I like that one. I liked one. What was that? That's a calf rope. What are the other ones?
What?
Always keep one in the chamber.
Ruth Buzzy Ginsburg's in the hospital.
Yep. Chuck the duck, load one in the chamber.
Ooh. What else? I don't know. I don't know what else, but either way, stick a fork in it. It's done. How do I turn this darn thing off?
We're good. We be good.
Are we good? I think we're good.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.